Alright guys, so today I just want to talk casually about this game called Cinder City because the more I look into it, the more questions I actually have, especially about the whole MMO part. Because let's be honest for a second, when someone says MMO, we already imagine something very specific, right? Like big open world, monsters everywhere, grinding maps, leveling up your character, doing dungeons with other players, basically living a second life inside the game. That's the MMO image most of us grew up with. So when I first heard that Cinder City is an MMO but it's also a shooter, my reaction was honestly confusion. Like, how does that even work? Because we've seen multiplayer games with massive open world, like let's say GTA Online. We also have PUBG that has, I think, around 100 players in every match, but nobody is calling these games MMOs. So clearly MMO doesn't just mean a lot of players online or big open world, and that's exactly where this game really started to catch my attention. Now, before we go deep into systems and mechanics of this game, let's talk about the gameplay and visuals first, because actually a lot of people noticed this. So guys, back when this game was still called Project LLL, the first gameplay reveal looked really insane, like very high-end graphics, very flashy, almost ultra-level visuals. But now with the newer trailers under the name Cinder City, some people feel like the graphics look more grounded, more normal, and less wow. But anyway guys, just to be clear in today's video, this is only my personal observation. So what I personally think is about maybe before they were showing the game at very high or even unrealistic settings just to show the vision, but now it feels like they're aiming for something more realistic, maybe mid to high settings instead of ultra high. And honestly, for an MMO perspective, that might actually be a good thing, because this is not supposed to be just a single player cinematic experience. This is supposed to be a game where a lot of players exist in the same world at the same time. So basically guys, performance, stability, and smooth gameplay matter way more than just insane graphics. So instead of judging it too early, I think it's better to wait until we get our hands on the game and play it ourselves. Now let's go back to the MMO question. What actually makes Cinder City an MMO? First of all, based on my research and what the developers have shared in interviews, this is not a match-based shooter. It's not just co-op missions, and it's not a lobby-type game like PUBG. The core of the game is a shared open world city where many players exist at the same time. Like, you log in, you're part of that open world, so you don't just drop into a match that reset every 20 minutes. The world is meant to feel persistent. You're doing activities, fighting enemies, progressing your character, and other players are doing the same thing around you. And then there's this end game, and from what we know so far, the end game is very PvE focused. Like, there will be a large boss fight, especially giant mech bosses, where multiple players fight together at the same time, not just a small squad but bigger groups. There are also instant dungeons where you need to matchmake, coordinate, and actually play as a team. And that gameplay look, guys, like open world activities, boss fights, dungeons, and progression, that's very MMO for me. Now, character wise, for me, this is where it feels different from traditional MMORPGs. Like, you don't create a blank character and choose a class like warrior or mage. Instead, it's more of a hero base. Like, each character comes with their own skills, weapon, and playstyle. But instead of strict roles like tank, healer, or DPS, your role is more flexible. Like, it depends on what skills you bring, what gear you use, and how you play. So it's still teamwork, guys, just designed in a shooter style way. And also, progression still exists according to them. You're still getting stronger over time, you're still optimizing your builds, you're still preparing for harder content. So that long-term progression that they are discussing is what gives this game an MMO feeling for me. But honestly guys, let me also say this, maybe this is just my first real-time touching a shooter MMO. Maybe this cool guns plus MMO concept is not actually new to the genre. Maybe it's not Cinder City doing something completely different and crazy. Maybe I'm just new to this side of MMOs. Like, I'm more used to swords, magic, fantasy worlds, and not guns and shooting games like this. So if you're someone who's already familiar with shooter MMOs, guys, feel free to share your thoughts about this game. Like, what do you think make this game an MMO for you? Is it just the player count? Is it just the open world? So let me know, guys. But for me, guys, right now when I saw this game really made me rethink what MMO actually means. And I'm actually curious too right now how other players see this game too as MMO. So yeah, Cinder City might not look like a traditional MMO, but once you really think about how it's structured, you can see why they're calling it MMO. But of course, everything still depends on execution. We really need to play it ourselves to know more about this game. But for now, guys, that's it for today. So thanks for hanging out and listening. And if you enjoy this kind of MMO talks and discussion, feel free to subscribe, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.